Save. I'm Melissa. It's Friday again. Can you believe it? Thank you for watching and welcome to the show. I have a fantastic guest this week, Adam Martindale. He is with Cruise Planners. He is a cruise specialist with the Rivers and Luxury Cruise Line. So we're going to talk to Adam about all the ships that are coming back in the US and all the ships that are coming back in the UK. And we've got a couple of announcements for you as well. But before we do that, let me just tell you a little bit about Cruise Shop Save. We are a website. I'm going to try and share the screen and show you the website. Here it is. There you go. This is the website. If you can make your way over to this website and take a look. If you are going on a cruise, you can download your free maps, your free coupons. We've got port information on all the different destinations, and it's all completely free. So head over to Cruise Shop Save and download whatever you need to make sure that your cruise runs smoothly. So without further ado, here is my guest. This is Adam. Hi, Adam.
Hi, I'm Melissa. How you doing?
I'm good. This isn't your first time. I think this is like your third on the show.
So, yeah. We're getting to be a regular on here.
I know, you're a regular. I need to stop drinking. But I know you're in California, so it's a little early for you, right?
I got about a few hours to go before happy hour here. It's 11 o'clock in the morning here.
Oh, yeah. I think you'd be a bit weird if you started drinking now. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, though, right?
Yeah, lunchtime soon, though. So maybe a glass of wine at lunch would be good on a Friday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's okay. We can get away with that. But, well, thank you so much for coming on the show. And we do have a lot to talk about. And before we get started, you haven't always been a cruise specialist, have you? Before that, you worked on ships, right?
Yeah, so my whole background is hospitality. I worked on the operational side of hospitality all my life. Started working on ships at 19 years old. I worked for Carnival in 85, and I left England, and my mom was crying at the airport when I was leaving Manchester Airport to go work on ships. So I was with them for 10 years, 85 to 95 in the growth time, big growth time. And I left and went back, as ships do. They drag you back on board. So I ended up working for Norwegian for 4 years, brought out the Pride of America, sailed in Hawaii for a few years, and then also went back to work for Oceania and Regent and did cruises around the world. In between that, I worked in hotels and resorts all over the place and started my own business 6 years ago and own a Cruise Planner American Express travel franchise.
Wow. You are one of the most prolific cruise planners I know. Because you're always traveling, you're always posting on social media. If you don't follow Adam Martindale, you have to follow, because whenever there's any breaking news, I hear it from you. In fact, we were just talking about something that just happened, and we'll talk about that with the people that are planning on cruising. The information is changing all the time. So at the end of the show, Adam has got some really good advice for you. But the reason why you and I met, and I'm shocked that we never met, out there on the cruise ships, because it seems like we know all the same people. But we met, and I feel like I've known you forever, but we met a year ago. Because we planned the most amazing, because your specialty is groups and you focus on wine, food, and shopping. Now shopping, because we added shopping.
Yeah.
Since I asked you to, since I twisted your arm.
Yeah, after you had a few glasses of wine, you go shopping, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the best time to go shopping. But we put together a couple of groups, and it's a first at sea. There's nobody else that are doing these cruises, and we planned one for September, right? And that's not going ahead now. But the one that we had in January 2022, you just told me that's sold out, right?
Right, the whole ship's waitlisted now. It just shows the pent-up demand that everybody has for booking cruises. It's an 18-day cruise on Regent on the brand new ship, the Splendor, which never even got to sail. I mean, the Splendor was launched last year, right before COVID, with Christy Brinkley as the godmother. And then they sailed over from Miami to San Diego, actually. Right. And I was supposed to go on that ship on the travel agent inaugural cruise. And then this thing called COVID happened. And then all the passengers had to disembark, go home, and the ship sat there empty, and it's been empty since then.
Mm.
So it's a brand new, beautiful ship, which has
Mhm.
not been, hardly anyone sailed on it, and it's
Gosh,
just waiting to welcome guests back. And it's a sister ship to the Explorer, which, if anyone's been on, is a beautiful ship as well.
I have it.
Sailing on that ship as well. It's a gorgeous. All the suites are beautiful, and Regent does they do it the right way.
They
So
do.
the Splendor, so people have booked it. So unfortunately, we won't be doing that cruise, but we'll be doing some others that we can talk about.
Yes, I have. So I'm going to share my screen. If you are watching, first of all, let me just, there's a couple of people watching, so just want to say hi, welcome to the show. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions for Adam, please stick them in the comments, and if we're still live, we will do our best to answer them. If you're watching this on catch up, still put your comments in, because Adam's tagged, and we can answer your questions forever, because it'll be out there on Facebook land. Oh, hi, Joan's here. Hi, Joan. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. But let me just share the screen. I've gotten a bit better at doing this, Adam. Last time I was a little bit clumsy. But I'm just going to take everybody that's watching over to Adam's website, which is here. Can you see that? Can you see I'm sharing it?
I can see it, yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is Adam's website. It's at martindaletravelandtours.com. Definitely head over there, and you definitely want to sign up for the newsletter. It's got lots of information about cruising and the groups. And if I go over here to the groups, all the great groups are listed here. And we have the shopping cruises are also here. Here's one. And we can talk about this one. This is new. You've just very, very kindly just added this, and it's on the Oceania Nautica, I believe.
Correct.
Istanbul to Athens for 7 nights, and this is all the details, and all you got to do is click on all the different tabs up here at the top. It gives you all the details on the different cabins, how to register, and
the nice thing there as well is that we're actually going to be sailing with the San Francisco Wine School, so there's going to be a wine and shopping theme to this one, which will be really nice. And David Glancy is a master sommelier, one of the few in the world who will be escorting this group as well. So it'll be a lot of fun.
This is fantastic, because I know we have a lot of people interested in these groups, because Regent is. Let me stop sharing. I want. How do I do this? Yeah, okay.
So before you stop sharing, if I can talk about this a minute, on the top of my website, you see where the coronavirus information is, if you scroll all the way to the top. So anybody who wants information about what's going on with COVID, which cruise line's sailing, which one's not sailing, what requirements you need, what tests you need, this is updated every few days. So it's a great resource for every travel company in the world.
Oh, wow. This is
absolutely. If you scroll down, you'll see there's a wealth of information there about what testing, which airline requires what, which cruise line requires what. So it's a one-stop shop, really, to look at to see what you need for each travel company.
I have to be honest, I have not even looked at this, but this is unbelievable. I'm going to start sharing this on my Facebook groups, because people ask me all the time about.
There's a lot of good information. It's updated by Cruise Planner's corporate office in Florida every couple of days, so it's great.
Wow, that's amazing. And I see that Oceania have not announced as yet any updates, but we're hoping to get some soon. And Regent, because these are the ones. Riviera, and you've got Sandals Resort as well, Seabourn. This is fabulous. Oh, Silver Seas is here. This is wonderful.
Everything's on there.
And Talc as well. We're going to talk about Talc in just a minute. This is absolutely fantastic. I've got to be honest, I haven't looked at this myself, but if anyone asks me any questions about I'm going to come to your website and use this resource. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's a really good resource. And like I said, it's updated all the time, so it's good.
Well, that is fantastic. So if you're watching this, make your way over to martindaletravelandtours.com. I'll put this link. Actually, I'm going to steal that right now and just put it in the chat, so people can grab that. I'm just going to put it right here. So there is the link for all the different. It's taking its time. There we go. There's the link for the coronavirus travel information and updates. That's fabulous. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we were chatting earlier, and so we have these groups, and that, so when you go on these groups, you've got the reason, so anyone can go and cruise on Regent or Oceania or any of the cruise lines that you do in the groups, but the groups are different, aren't they? So you specialize in food and wine, my two favorite things. So what can people expect when they go on one of your groups?
So the nice thing is when you go with a group, you get more personalized service. I have some single people that like to go on a cruise by themselves, but they feel alone when they're on a cruise ship by themselves. If they come with a group of 20 or 30 people, they can do things with us if they want to. They don't have to do things with us if they don't want to, but they know where we're going to be at dinner every night. We're going to have private dinners together. We'll have wine dinners. We'll have different events that we'll do throughout the cruise. So it's kind of a community that you build with each other. We do private excursions throughout the cruise, but we don't do too many. So I've learned over the years, I usually do 2 to 3, depending on the length of the cruise. Sometimes only 2 if it's a 7-day cruise. And then, you do come with a group, do a private tour, something you can't book on the ship. So it's totally unique experience going with our group to different places that you can't access otherwise. We do a welcome amenity, welcome cocktail party to get to know everybody. And then we do, with a wine group, we'll do wine tasting on board, we'll do a wine dinner, and then we'll do a farewell party at the end of the cruise. So it's not like this, you don't overwhelm everyone with stuff every single day. We'll spread it out throughout the cruise, and there's enough activities to join in or not, depending on what you want to do.
Wow, that sounds great, because I do remember when I was on ships, they would do these, the hostess would just host a dinner party for everyone that was cruising solo, and it was always kind of felt like an afterthought. It was always just, you're cruising on your own, just come and join us for dinner one night. Whereas this is great because the whole group is together, and it's already pre-planned. And I mean, I would love to do something like that if I was cruising.
Right, and you don't feel like you're alone on the ship, and you've got a community that you can be with or not, depending on how much involvement you want to do with the group. And we also have extra amenities. So when we do put together a group contract with a cruise line, they give us extra things. Like with Regent, it's hard to add extra things because it's all inclusive, but we always get extra onboard credit when we put a group together. So we'll get an extra $300-400 onboard credit, where the people can go to the gift shop and buy themselves a new pair of sunglasses, or they can go and take a massage in the spa or whatever with that extra money. With Oceania, you usually have to pay gratuities on Oceania because it's not all inclusive as Regent is, but we get gratuities included in our group contract, which is a great value, especially if you book a penthouse, because it's $23 per person per day. So for a 10-day cruise, that's going to be, $460 for a couple. So that saves you money that you would normally pay out otherwise.
That's amazing. So you could literally go on one of these cruises and not take your wallet.
Yeah, basically you can. I mean, obviously on Oceania, the excursions are extra, but with Regent, it's not. It's all inclusive.
Yeah, well, I encourage anyone to go over to your website and take a look at the groups. Also to get the updated information on the travel guidelines for all the different cruise lines and airlines and stuff. This is Joyce. Joyce is saying hi. Joyce has been my guest before. Joyce is actually a cruise director with Tauk River Cruises.
Hi, Joyce. We're going to talk about Tauk in a minute, right?
We sure are. In fact, why don't we just talk about it right now?
Okay. So we're doing 2 groups next year. The one an Oceania Nautica we just talked about, that'll be June 30th from Istanbul to Athens. And then we're going to do a river cruise on the Rhine with Tauk, August 10th, which is 11 days. And we start in Amsterdam and end in Milan, which is going to be a beautiful cruise. So we're looking forward to that. The Rhine Enchantment.
Yes.
So a small ship. And if you're interested in this, I would highly encourage you to book right away, because like we said, the cruises are selling out like crazy. I have clients trying to book right now, and I can't even get them on board because people are booking so fast. So
Yes.
don't miss out if you are innocent. This is not a hard sell. This is just a fact that
No.
people are booking. Even if you're interested, just make a deposit, and
Yeah.
then take time to think about it. But don't be left out when you want to do it later on.
No. It's actually, and this is the cruise on your website here, Luxury Shopping Companion Rhine River Cruise.
Right.
How we've got, so if you imagine in Switzerland, of course, that we've got private showrooms with Cartier champagne and canopies waiting for you, private land travel, so you don't have to shop, with all the rest of the tourists that are there that day. It's all completely private, and you can enjoy refreshments and private showrooms, and also see exclusive collections that are not available. So that's exclusive watches, exclusive jewelry that's not available to the general public. So if this is something you're interested in, like you say, I mean, I'm hoping that this is not fully booked. Fingers crossed that there's still some spaces left, because I know we do get people asking about this. We've got people on the fence, so to speak. So if you are interested in this group, then definitely get in touch with Adam, or feel free to contact me directly, and we'll see if there's any availability.
Yeah, and the nice thing is how it's all included. Again, it's a luxury river cruise line that includes everything. So it's the best way to do it, really.
So Joyce wants to know which ship. We're not sure, are we? It's either the Grace or the sister ship.
So it is on, let me see the name of the ship. The Grace, MS Grace.
MS Grace. That's right, MS Grace. Okay. MS Grace, Joyce, because Joyce is the director, and we want Joyce to be there so she can come shopping with us.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. It's gonna be great.
Really excited. Well, in Lucerne, Switzerland, you have all the watch boutiques, because Switzerland's famous for watches. And she says yes. That means she's gonna be there. I'm so excited. So it's a tourist destination. A lot of people love to go to Bukhara. The famous Bukhara watches. There's also Cartier boutique, and Gassan is there. And so basically, you don't have to queue, because people queue to get into those places. And if you're in this group, you are a VIP, and so we walk you straight into Cartier, up the stairs, and you have the whole private showroom to yourself. And we will have a demonstration from the person representing Cartier with the white gloves, drinking Cartier champagne. Doesn't get any better than that, right?
Sounds amazing.
Yes, it is amazing. So we're excited. Baba says, I wish I could join you, but I doubt it. Oh, one day there'll be one of the groups that you can come.
There'll be more, I'm sure.
Yeah. So speaking of sold out, and this, you were just telling me something just before we went on air about Viking, right?
Yeah, so Viking announced probably not even a month ago, maybe, that they were sailing. They were going to put some limited sailings around Bermuda, just around Bermuda, and just around Iceland. They had three or four sailings for Iceland specifically that sold out in 2 days.
Wow,
which was crazy. I tried to book people on there; it was sold out. I did book a couple of people on there. It's only for U.S. guests, and they're including airfare from the U.S. to Iceland to Reykjavik, and then a cruise around Iceland. So they just added two more this week on Monday, and they both sold out in 2 days again.
Oh, it's crazy. That's
so it
crazy.
Just shows you what's happening, with the demand that there is out there for cruising. I have clients trying to go to Tahiti next year on Oceania. They were canceled this year, and they only go there in March, April. So I tried to book them for next year. Everything's sold out. So we have to book them for 23 now. If they want to go to Tahiti on a cruise to Oceania, they've got to book for 2023.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
Yeah.
And so, and what are the ships that are available for US guests?
So right now, Celebrity just announced that they're sailing in Bermuda as well. and they're
Right.
also going to be sailing on the new Apex in Greece,
Nice.
and also they're going to be sailing on the Millennium out of St. Martin, which I'm actually going to cruise on. So I
Oh,
just
wow.
booked myself on that one. So I'm going to fly to St. Martin on June 15th and join the Millennium on the 19th and do a
Okay.
7-day Caribbean cruise on there, which
Nice.
is great. And then Norwegian also announced Greece, Jamaica, and Dominican Republic as home ports, which are all
Nice.
new.
Yes.
Crystal is sailing round trip out of Antigua, which is another new one, a 10-day
Oh, I didn't know that.
another home port. And they're also sailing out of the Bahamas and Bimini in June. So Crystal has starting up again in June.
Nice.
Royal Caribbean's doing Israel, and they're also
Yeah.
doing round trip Bahamas, Bermuda, and Cyprus.
Mm-hmm.
Seabourn's sailing in Greece in June, July, and they just announced sailings in the Caribbean out of Barbados in July.
Wow.
And Silversea announced a cruise in Greece in June.
Wow.
Well, there's quite a few. And Windstar announced sailing in the Caribbean in July as well.
Wow. So this is exciting that Americans can come to Europe, albeit Greece.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I mean, the cruises, it's definitely happening fast. And obviously all these cruises are starting up in non-US ports, and they're not going to visit any US ports at all.
Wow.
For now.
Okay. I won't ask you what you think of that.
That's a whole nother conversation.
That is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. Bubba says, I am booked on Majestic Princess, October 21, Mexican Riviera, round trip Los Angeles, fingers crossed. I think
there's a good chance. I think there's a good chance of that happening. October, November. I'm pretty hopeful for that.
That's great. Thank you for that confirmation. She's jumping up and down going, yay! Yes!
I don't know for sure, but I think there's a good chance.
That's a good one, yeah. Well, I just can't wait to see all the pictures on social media when people start cruising again. And when you go on the celebrity cruise in June, right? Yeah. Please post pictures in St. Martin.
You know I will.
She's excited. Yay! I love it. Now, what about the UK?
You have a lot more options than we do right now. I mean, every cruise line's gone to England right now. They're going to be sailing around England. I think you're going to have a traffic jam around the ports of England with all the cruise ships around there. I mean, Disney's sailing in the UK. Virgin just took their ship from Miami to the UK. And they're going to start their first cruise on the Scarlet Lady, another ship that should have started sailing a year ago that they've never sailed on. They haven't had one revenue cruise yet. They're going to start sailing in the UK, cruises to nowhere. Yeah. They've got Costa cruising out of the UK. You've got P&O. You've got a lot of. I think you've got Celebrity. You have Royal Caribbean. Yeah, a lot of cruise lines. MSC's got 10 ships in Europe, I think, sailing right now.
No, and you don't need to be vaccinated, so it's attracting a younger crowd.
Right. So you have a lot of options in England for sure.
We do. It's exciting. And what's even more exciting, the cruise lines never give us their new ships. They go on these amazing exotic cruises, and they're in England.
Yeah. You gotta get on Virgin on the Scarlet Lady. I'm going on it in September when it does the first cruise out of Miami.
Yeah, it's my birthday in September.
They fly over to Miami and join us.
Big hint, boom, to my husband. I'm going to go, boom, big hint, my birthday, Virgin.
There you go.
This is exciting. No, this is great. Well, thank you for the update. What other advice do you have for people looking forward to cruising now? What about people who are still not sure?
If you're not sure, but you think you want to go on a cruise, book something now. That's my advice, because I have clients, a lot of people that are calling me, say we're thinking about it, we've thought about it, and then a month later, I want to book now. Oh, sorry, it's sold out. So it's really, if you're even thinking, most cruise lines now have really flexible cancellation policies, and all those are going to change.
Yes.
Once cruising starts up again, I'm sure they'll go back to the way it was before, where there's a cancellation penalty and all the stuff that used to happen before. They won't be so nice and generous because they don't need you on board once they start sailing. Now they need everyone to book, and they're very generous with the cancellation. So book now, you really have nothing to lose. Some things I tell my clients too, if they don't want to put down a full deposit, a lot of cruise lines, you only have to put down half the deposit if you book as a single person, and then you add the second person later, and then you can put down the double deposit. So that's a good hint to people, especially like with Oceania, there's $1,500 deposit. If you book as two people, if you book the same cabin for one, it's only $750 deposit, and add the other person later.
That's a really good tip. That's a good tip.
Yeah.
I see it, I look at it like a bank. So it's like an investment. So you're getting interest on your money as well. So a lot of people have received from when they got, cancelled last year, they got like 125% credit, which is an investment. And also, even if you not sure about cruising in 21 or even 22, definitely take advantage of these deposits. The prices are really, really good, and lock in a cruise for 23, right? 22.
Yeah, just be careful now. They're changing that. A lot of the cruise lines are not doing the 125% future cruise credits anymore. They're doing it, and now they've changed it because of what's happening. So they are doing refunds, but they're not doing future cruise credits.
Right. Okay. Cool. And what do you think is going to happen with Alaska and some destinations that we're just not seeing on cruise itineraries?
Yeah, well, Alaska's. I was in Alaska just a couple of months ago, not even 6 weeks ago.
Yes,
and I did a land trip in Alaska, which was amazing. I went there in March, which was a cold time to be there, but it was fantastic. But there are some cruise lines doing Alaska. The smaller cruise lines, like Uncruise is doing Alaska. American Cruise Line is doing Alaska. Lindblad Expeditions with National Geographic are doing Alaska. But the big cruise lines are not right now. So they are petitioning the U.S. I know that they're trying to sue the government and the CDC, Alaska and Florida, to get cruises started up again. But I don't know what's going to happen with that. I would tell people to book Alaska for next year if you want to go to Alaska. There's a lot of people booking next year Alaska now, and again, it's going to get filled up because 2020 didn't happen. 2021 may not happen, or if you are going to book this year, book for August, September. There's a chance that could happen. But it's one of those things that it's kind of a crapshoot whether it's going to happen this year. I hope it does, but we just don't know yet.
Me too. I have a friend who lived up there, and he said the hotels are just completely booked out. They're doing land tours like what you just did. So they're doing all these packages through their travel agents and just literally flying up there, and they've got the hotels all booked. And even that itself is good. But there's something about cruising Alaska. It's just amazing. It's just amazing.
If you can go on these smaller cruise lines, it's a whole different experience too. I mean, I've done Lindblad myself. I sailed on Lindblad and National Geographic in the Sea of Cortez a couple of years ago. It was a fantastic experience. I mean, totally different than a big cruise ship, but a really, really immersive experience where you have naturalists on board. You have people, really into nature and telling you everything about what's happening and the ports you get into. It's a totally different experience. Obviously, it's more expensive, but it's a once in a lifetime thing.
And are you booking these cruises? Are there places left? Can people book?
There are some spaces left, yeah. Mostly for later in the season, yeah, like August, September.
Wow. So if you're watching this and you're interested, get booking, because you can still cruise Alaska on these 3 smaller cruise lines, or book for next year for sure.
Yeah.
Well, this has been great. Well, thank you so much, Adam, for your time. And I know you're really, really busy, so we're going to keep it short today. But if you are interested in any updated news, then make your way over to Martindale, martindaletravelandtours.com. I put the link in the chat. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's watching and commenting. I hope you found this useful, and we've got a live again next week. And thank you, Adam, for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good weekend and happy hour.
It's happy hour now here in the UK. Glass of wine.
There you go. All
All
right. Have
right,
a good
take care.
Friday.
Have a good weekend. Goodbye,
Bye.
everybody. Thanks for
Bye.
watching.